This lesson is going to teach you how to add tenths and hundredths. So let's start with a review. Earlier this year, we learned that this is called a flat and it's worth one whole. So you can think of this as one whole dollar. This unit that we call a cube has a value of 1/100th. The reason is because it would take 100 of these to make one whole. This is called a long, and it has a value of 1/10. The reason is because it would take 10 of these to make one whole. So let's look at this equation. We see 2/10 plus 3/10 equals what? We've been learning over the past couple weeks that when we're adding fractions with like or common denominators, we do not add them. So we'll add across the top our numerators. 2 plus 3 equals 5, and our denominator stays the same. So 2/10 plus 3/10 equals 5/10. And we could show that visually. So here's 1/10 and 2/10. So we've shown our first fraction, 2/10 plus 3/10. Here's one more tenth, two more tenths, and three more tenths. And here we see our answer of 5/10. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10. So with our answer being 5/10, you might also be thinking, hey, I also see that those 5/10 cover half of the whole. And we know this whole is worth 100. If half of that whole is covered, that means 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 parts out of 100 are shaded in. So this answer could be shown as 5/10 or 50 hundredths. They are the same thing. So moving on to this page, this up top here is just a repeat of what you saw on the previous screen. We're going to look at another equation, but this time we're going to add two fractions that have different denominators, tenths and hundredths. So let's start by showing 2/10. So we're going to add together, here's our 1/10 and 2/10. And then we have to show 3 hundredths. Okay, so here's 1/100th. Here's 2 hundredths. And here's 3 hundredths. When we go through and count these, here's 10 plus 10 more is 20, 21, 22, 23. We can see that 23 out of 100 parts are filled in. So our answer is 23 hundredths. So it's very different adding tenths and hundredths. The top is an example of adding just tenths. 2/10 plus 3/10 equals 5/10. But on the bottom, we're adding 2/10 plus 3 hundredths. And we get a very different answer. We get 23 hundredths.